Another day, another headline breaking. Promises made while the world's still shaking. People searching, trying to find the truth. Everybody talking, who's speaking proof? Voices rising from every neighborhood, fighting for tomorrow like we always should. Justice ain't a trend, it never goes away. The choices that we make write another page. Don't let the noise drown out your voice. History is written by every choice. Stand together, don't divide. Truth don't need a place to hide. Headlines don't sleep. The people still speak. Raise your voice, stand on your feet. Hope is alive, the future's ours to keep. No matter who's in power, the people don't sleep. The people don't sleep. From city lights to the small town streets, every generation has a story to repeat. Different opinions, different points of view. Still one tomorrow we're all living through. Ask the questions, read between the lines. Keep your values stronger than the headlines. Respect the facts that wisdom leaves. Real change always starts with these. We're watching, we're learning, we're voting, we're serving. No fear, no silence, no giving up, no. Keep watching. Headlines don't sleep. People still speak. Hope survives when communities meet. Truth and justice are mountains we climb. One voice becomes a movement. One step becomes a time. Tonight. Yeah. Ain't no more quiet now. Nah. Tell 'em run that back. Why the truth get froze. Big talks online, but they hearts stay cold. Still fighting for rights that was promised long ago. Ooh. We ain't your silence, nah. We ain't your fear. Hey. Every time they shut a door, we appear. From the city to the globe, here the people get loud. You can bury one voice, but you can't stop the crowd. Yeah. I'm from the side where the pressure make diamonds, where mothers pray hard cause the system stay violent. Kids learn trauma before they learn signs. Politicians campaign while communities dying. Look, everybody tweeting, everybody streaming, everybody woke till the camera stop beaming. Truth don't trend when the money intervening. That's why the real ones exhausted and screaming. Big change, fake morals, podium capping. Whole lot of hashtags, ain't nobody action. Trying to sell the vision with celebrity distractions. Meanwhile, rights disappear through strategic reactions. Close schools, close polls, close cases. Still see hate written all on their faces. History repeating, just switching the phrases. Different decades, same games, new stages. And they wonder why the people don't trust. Every headline feel dangerous to us. Every promise turned dust, but we still rise up, 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 rise up. Hands up, head high, 10 toes. They monetize pain while the truth get froze. Big talks online, but their hearts stay cold. Still fighting for rights that was promised long ago. Hey, we ain't your silence, we ain't your fear. Every time they shut a door, we appear. From the city to the globe, here the people get loud. You could bury one voice, but you can't stop the crowd. Yeah, now everybody playing God with the algorithms, programming narratives and calling it the system. Who decides truth? Who decides wisdom? If the future artificial, who protect the children? Too much rage in the timeline scrolling. Young minds vulnerable, anger overloading. Everybody radical when the fear keep growing and the world stay tense while the missiles stay loaded overseas. War drums, contracts get signed. Oil, power, money always hide behind pride. More folks pay while the billionaires glide. And the news turn trauma into primetime vibes. Talk peace with a smirk while the stocks go up. Tell the working class, hold on, but enough is enough. People tired, people broke, people fed up. Still they call us angry every time we stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Listen, it's bigger than left or right, bigger than red or blue. People just wanna live, people just wanna breathe, people just wanna matter. But every generation gotta drag justice uphill, while somebody profits off the chaos. That's the part they don't say out loud. Hands up, head high, 10 toes. True hit harder when the beat line rolls. Can't sell fear to a soul that knows. Power to the people, let the whole world know. We ain't your silence, we ain't your shame. If the people wake up, everything changed. From the city to the globe, hear the whole crowd roar. You can't dim light when the spirit won't war. Rise up, even when they try to divide us. Rise up, even when the pressure find us. Yeah, yeah. Still here, still loud, still fighting. Love.
All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Golden. We are back with another live. I hope y'all can hear me, y'all. I had to switch over to mic settings. I had the wrong one plugged up, y'all. Anyway, today's live will be, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all from the beginning, a bit triggering, but it's a few things that we have to cover. It's really important, and it's it's shameful, it's scary, and we talk about these type of things over here all the time, as far as where we are right now in the world and as a society. A lot of things seem to be repeating themselves. We're seeing a lot of things have happened in history, and it seems like it's rebooting and starting up all over again. So that's what we'll be covering today, and I'll get into some more details of exactly what we'll be viewing, and we can do commentary about it, how we feel. But I hope you all are having a good day in whatever time zone you're in, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night. It's about 4:10 p.m. here Eastern Time in the United States and the Carolinas. We're having pretty much a good day and have had a good day. Um, did come across these headlines and it did, it moves you, you know. So I kind of, yeah, I was a little bit pissed off when I seen it. I was a little bit sad, a lot of bit sad when I seen it. And but we got to bring these type of things to awareness, keep talking about them, and fighting for proper justice and against it, so it can stop. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Let me first say hello to everyone. All right, so what is up, Daisy? Daisy, thank you for coming in. Hey, Lacey, thank you for coming in. Star, hey girl, thank you for coming in. We got Happy Life is here as well. And Mom Star, I believe I seen is also here. So thank y'all so much for coming in. I know it's a little bit later there for y'all than what it is for me. So I'm gonna try to get through this as quickly as possible, y'all, and not hold y'all too long. Mama Warrior is here in the building because little bit is well, not a little bit, but my little man, he is taking a nap for once. And so she's gonna be here with me. We're gonna be talking together. Imani is still taking another day off for rest or whatnot. And so she will be back at another time. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, y'all. So I do have the extreme trigger warning banner up. My housekeeping is really, straight to the point today. This ain't got nothing to do with YouTube, okay? And yes, I will be reading something for you guys. So I'm trying to step back from the noise today because we have some serious things that are going on in this world. And I know we spend a lot of time, caught up in the digital chaos on the YouTube streets that also need cleaning. But let's, be honest about what we're seeing here. The real streets need cleaning even more. So while we're looking at screens, arguing over pettiness and getting distracted by things that don't matter, our actual communities are in mourning. Our reality is breaking down right in front of our eyes. Anytime children are being found as strange fruit, yet again in 2026, we have some serious issues. And if y'all know what strange fruit is, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, you will see as we progress with the video that I'm gonna show y'all. So we gotta let the petty stuff go. In 2026, our babies and our children is not safe. The historical horrors we were told belong to the past are staring us in the face today. These are not just statistics, headlines, or passing news cycles. These are innocent children with their whole lives ahead of them, stolen from their families, stolen from their futures, and left behind like their lives didn't matter. We need to pay attention to what's going on. We cannot afford the luxury of silence, apathy, or moving on to the next trend while mothers and fathers are burying their children. We are going to have to stand up, bring awareness, and fight. Activism isn't just a word, it is a commitment to refuse comfort when injustice is at our front door. We have to organize, we have to protect each other, and we have to be the shield our children never got to have. So rest in peace to all these babies. We will say their names, the ones that have been released so far. We will hold their memories in our hearts, and we refuse to let their stories be swept under the rug. We will not back down. We will not stay quiet, and the proper justice will be demanded. So before I go ahead and get into this a little bit further, y'all, Mama, did you have a few things you want to add? Hey, we got this. How you doing? Thanks for coming in. We know it's you, girl.
Hello, everyone. This is Mama Warrior. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's okay. Of course, we have a very sad and very terrible subject today, but we're going to get through it together. We're going to hold on to each other. We're going to pray, and we're going to look to God for the justice that will be deserved for what we're going to talk about. Our babies are in trouble. Our children are in trouble. Our people are in trouble. And yeah, we have to discuss these things, and we will. We're going to talk about it.
Yes. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into it. And as y'all see, I put in the chat, and this is really where I'm at, really with all of this stuff right now, because we are seeing stories like this too often. Life is too short. We have to forgive people and move on. There is no reason to fight for months and months and years. We need all to stand together as a people. When I said people, that means the human race, all of us.
This world.
And like I said, we're covering certain things here sometimes that, is more so specific to the Black community and things of that nature. But we know all races and all people are going through things and dealing with things. And we must care about one another as a people. And that's just where I am right now. So let's go ahead and I'm going to give y'all a quick synopsis of what we're going to be talking about. And we'll get into, y'all know, per usual, I have the videos and the reportings to show y'all. And we'll watch that together and make our commentary in between and chat with y'all in the chat as we watch. Okay, so here we go, y'all. And like I said, it's a hard one. It really, really is. But yeah, this is going to be very urgent, unfiltered, live discussion addressing the deeply concerning pattern of unexplained strange fruits, children, and tragic unalivings involving Black youth across the country. So together with y'all, we're going to be watching some of the reportings and some commentary from other platforms, such as Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Richey, political and cultural perspectives also on the DL Hughley Show, and commentary on media silence and systemic failure, which is we're failing ourselves. We are, because we got to do better. So yeah, we're gonna react in real time, analyze how local law enforcement rushes to declare suspicious cases as self-harm without a thorough investigation. We're gonna discuss a little bit of political accountability, a lot of it of political accountability, and ask the questions that keep every, Black or African American parent up at night. That's what we're speaking about just on this live right now. But we know a lot of parents are sometimes up at night, no matter the race, because things that they're dealing with as well. Who is protecting our children, though? That's what we need to know. So y'all, come on. I want y'all to speak our truth in the chat. We're going to honor the victims, and we're going to stand together for systemic change and safety for our communities. So the first video, y'all, we're going to get into is going to be with Dr. Rashad Richey, and he'll be breaking down the terrifying trend of Black individuals that have been recently found deceased in public spaces, only for local law enforcement to label them as self-inflicted losses almost immediately. This segment explores the blatant lack of forensic diligence, the refusal to involve federal hate crime investigators early on, and how historical patterns of targeted violence are being brushed aside by officials. Why is the default response of law enforcement to dismiss foul play when a Black or brown body is found in a public park or a suspicious setting? What steps must family take when local authorities refuse to investigate properly? So that is the first conversation and video we're going to get into. And I couldn't even present it, in the raw way that it is, because it is extreme trigger warning. But we're gonna go ahead and pop this video up real quick. And this is about reports. And yeah, this is going to be please rock with us. We're gonna come over to the chat with y'all as we listen together, and we'll do our commentary in between. But this is getting really sad and out of hand. It really, really is. But let's get into it, y'all. We're gonna meet y'all in the chat, and I'll be putting up the disclaimers and the trigger warnings. So let's go ahead.
Black people have been found hanging, mysterious circumstances, conclusions from law enforcement came quickly. Put it up full mass. We're going to go over all of them. Great reporting by Atlanta Black Star. According to Atlanta Black Star, at least 6 people have been found hanging in publicly reported cases across the U.S. in 2026. Several deaths were quickly classified as them doing it to themselves, while families and communities in some cases have questioned those conclusions. Atlanta Black Star dug into these cases to see why law enforcement was so quick to close some of the investigations. Now, I want to remind everyone that some of these investigations have been closed without a public reason as to the closure of the investigation. We had a conversation about this just a few days ago and interviewed an attorney who's working with a family member because they do not believe that the deceased family member unalived herself. Kyle Bessings, 21. Put him up. Kyle was found dead hanging from a tree in Marietta, Georgia. This took place on the 18th, was reported missing on the 14th of that same month. Investigators told WAGA News that he was seen on surveillance footage walking alone into a wooded area. Detectives said they found, once again, no evidence that anyone else was involved. In other words, no evidence of foul play. Quote, at this time, there are no signs of foul play, end quote, police said. Cobb County ruled the death to be self-inflicted, citing no evidence of foul play from surveillance, witnesses, and the autopsy. The family said in a statement through police that they are working with investigators and trust the process moving forward. That's one. Number 2. Juliana Umba Inzita, 16 years of age, was found deceased, hanging from a tree near a church in Charlotte on May 8th. She reportedly disappeared on April 28th. Inzita was discovered by a man walking his dog through the churchyard. We reported on this when it first happened. According to the investigators, she had a ratchet strap around her neck and her feet were resting on the ground near a small toddler-sized chair.
Extreme trigger warning, extreme trigger warning, extreme trigger warning. I don't want to trigger anybody, but, this is what's going on out here in the world to the youth, to our babies, and I just feel like we need to bring awareness to it. The families need answers and justice. And if these type of things are going on, this is way more important for us than to be fighting each other on YouTube. You know what I mean? But again, I understand, some things on YouTube have been vicious, and those things, deserve attention as well, accountability, apologies, and things of that nature. But overall, I do feel like, we can't just move forward because we got some serious things going on out here. Thank you so much, Daisy, for the caution signs. Yeah, extreme trigger warning. We'll get back into it, y'all. And I'm over here in the chat catching up with y'all comments. All right.
3 days, the medical examiner ruled her death to be self-inflicted. The Charlotte Mecklenburg police closed the case 4 days after that without performing an autopsy, finding her cell phone, or interviewing the man who found her body. Now, I want to remind everyone, the reason we even know that part is because the local media provided an exhaustive investigation into the police non-investigation, and they found that the man who found the body, who wanted to be interviewed by the police, who assumed he would be interrogated by the police, he said the police never even questioned him. They closed the case and did not question the individual who reported the body. Number 3, put her up. Tania Nicole Miller, 27, Tanea was found dead in Miami on June 18th. Miami-Dade County Sheriff's Office said Miller appeared to have died by a self-inflicted death. She was also found with all of her belongings. Deputies never specified that she was found hanging from a tree. Her sister, Terry Miller, rejected the conclusion that Miller died by unaliving herself. And we were able to interview that sister and an attorney who's representing the sister. She confirmed her sister was found hanging from a tree. Miller's sister admitted she and Miller had not spoken since January. She said her family members told her Miller was, quote, doing great. Now, once again, you have a scenario where there's a family member saying this doesn't add up. An attorney who works investigations, the firm specializes in investigations. They've looked at it. They said on this show, something did not add up, but they could not go into the details given the status of their investigation, not to compromise it. In addition to that, law enforcement, when they concluded, they chose not to provide the reason they concluded the investigation. There's more. Justice Kai James was found hanging outside the cafeteria at Turner Job Corps. This is in Albany, Georgia, June 21st. His family told WALB News that students reported seeing James with his girlfriend at about 8:30 p.m. The same students found him dead at 9:30 p.m. James was a student at the facility and was working to earn a second trade certification, according to the local news. Investigators initially told James' family his death remained under investigation, not providing any details about what happened. His death was ruled self-inflicted on July 20th, officially ruling out any possibility of foul play. Now, for most of us, we would assume that if you find a black person hanging in a southern state, that's enough evidence to presume that there's potentially foul play, and you investigate it as such. You call for witnesses. You ask the community, if you know something, say something. You interrogate anyone who may have been involved in discovering said deceased. You launch an investigation to conclude. Why the rush? Why the rush to conclude there's no foul play? Why? There are murder cases that remain open for decades. Why the rush to conclude no evidence of foul play?
All right, y'all. So we do a half and a half. This video is only about 12 minutes, so we're about 6 minutes in. But Mama Warrior has a few things that she want to say directly from her heart, because this has really been weighing on her spirit as well. And I am looking at your comments and stuff. And yes, we all are here together to support one another. And this could be any of our babies, and it's maybe, child, let Mama Warrior speak and I'll be right back. I need to take a breather. I'll be right back, y'all. Here goes Mama.
Yeah, hey everybody. This is a very, very, very deep, hurtful, painful, disgusting, atrocious subject matter that we're dealing with tonight. And it just goes to show, no matter how hard we fight, it almost seems like the battle is never done. And everything from the past, it appears as far as our children and our people, Black people, it seems like everything is returning again. almost 400 or 500 years we've gone through. And yet here in 2026, this is where we are. This is what is happening. This is what we see. And I'm with Rashad when he says, why so fast? Why do we investigate so quickly? And why do we close cases so quickly? And everyone, I don't mean this to be a bias or a racist statement, because I'm not a racist. But I'm going to say this to my people out there. We are not the type of people to be the first one to, how can I put this right? First one to choose to unalive ourselves by this matter. Let's put it that way. That is not something that we do. And through the years, we have seen and we know this. This is not something that we do. But the real point of it is that we're losing lives. We've lost lots of Black lives. Again, here we go. And something has got to be done. And there must be justice. There must be justice. And just as the song that Golden created, so true it is. Enough is enough. We've had enough. And I'm crying inside my heart. I'm crying outside because these are beautiful lives that have been taken or unalived. And for what? Because of hatred? Because of the disliking of a person's skin? What reason is this being done? And it's numerous. It happens over and over and over and over and over again. And not only in this matter, but in other matters. We've seen it publicly. I really don't want to bring this up because of the family, but we've seen it publicly when we go back to George Floyd. They did that right in front of our face, in our eyes. They did it. And they've been doing it right in front of our face, right in our eyes. So we're going to have to come together. We're going to have to come together strong because we're not going back. I don't know about you. I know about me. Not going back. And this is crazy. This is sad. This is horrible. And it's crazy. And you're welcome to come into the comments. If you like, I'm going to go back and check the comments and voice your opinion of how you feel about this as well. I know it's a very hard subject for us to deal with today. It's very hard and very triggering. But this doesn't sound good at all. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and finish with the video, and we'll come back into the comments again, okay? All right, hold on.
Gerard J. Jackson, 28, was found dead on June 30th in Rothbury, Michigan, after he left a music festival. Michigan State Police said Jackson left the festival at 10 a.m. Jackson's friend, Connor Prettyman, posted in the music festival group chat that morning, asking if anyone had seen Jackson. Troopers confirmed they found Jackson's phone and other personal belongings at the campsite. They also recovered his rental car, which contained his wallet and his keys. Jackson's body was found near his rental vehicle, hanging from a tree. Quote, based on the investigation, it appears Jackson died by unaliving himself. There is no indication of foul play, end quote. That's what the troopers wrote. Atlanta Black Star asked the investigator how he knew it was self-inflicted death. The investigator said, quote, it looked like that, so that's why I said it appeared to be self-inflicted death. No evidence, no forensics, no cause and effect, nothing. Because they don't have to provide that. They get to conclude. Now, obviously, there are other competent jurisdictions that have the ability to investigate other than the local police department, state police agencies, a sheriff's department, a DA's office. They all have the right, based on jurisdiction, to investigate these same crimes. It's called concurrent jurisdiction. Sometimes they utilize it, sometimes they don't. In order for these cases to see justice, typically the families have to hire a private investigator. A private autopsy has to be done. And then, possibly, the district attorney was not a coward, would step up to investigate properly and document accurately. There's more. Tasia Fortune. Fortune, 29, was found dead hanging from a tree behind a vacant home in Jackson, Mississippi. That was August 3rd. Ms. Fortune's official cause and manner of death have not been determined. Authorities arrested a person of interest in connection with Fortune's death on an unrelated charge days later. Fortune's aunt, her name is Etta Avolio, posted a tearful tribute to her niece in an online fundraiser. Quote, the family wants others to know that justice will be served, end quote, the aunt wrote. However, as we've covered before, the rate of self-inflicted death, individuals unaliving themselves among young Black men, is on the rise. We talked about this data on a program just a few weeks ago. New data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that young Black men are dying by unaliving at a rate higher than young white males. Brandon Jones, a psychotherapist who works with young Black men, told Capital B News, the numbers reflect an accumulation of unresolved pain colliding with a generation that's willing to name it. We've had these key political situations and social pushes that have affected us as a collective, end quote, he said. Another quote, young Black people are feeling a trauma response that is leading to people wondering, do I want to keep living in a world that is treating me poorly in this situation? Which one is true? They're both true. They're both true. You have an increased rate of Black males unaliving themselves. Cause and effect of the social political atmosphere is real. You also have law enforcement agencies, in particular local law enforcement agencies, not giving justice to the deceased or to the family of individuals whom they have concluded unalive themselves. And it's not just the family or local members of the community or you and I, or the experts who work in law enforcement have gone on record with media outlets and said the exact same thing. There was no reason to conclude this case that early. That's your update.
All right, y'all. So, that was a very triggering video. I had a moment, and you heard some of what Mama Word had to say, and I've been looking at your comments as well. These stories are heartbreaking, and they can happen to anybody. We see this happening, at a high rate when it comes to, Black and brown people, but it can be possible that this could be happening to other races of people as well. And especially we talking about our youth, our babies, the children, teens. They didn't even get a chance to live their life yet. And, the fact that it's always chopped up to be, they did it to themselves and they had a problem with drugs, and they had a problem with alcohol, or they was depressed, or they had mental issues. Sometimes those things can be, a part of it, but this is too similar for too many cases and too frequent. And we know what the energy is right now, in the world. It's like our temperature right now it's not good. It's not good. And we know that there's a lot of heat and there's a lot of the vision that is being pushed. And I don't know, for me, I think it's too much. It's too much. It cannot be coincidence that these things that happen. We have to call it like it is. But I know it's very heavy, y'all. We do have another video that I'm gonna show y'all. This is from DL Hughley, and they haven't, he does his podcast, so he'll be having a conversation with him and his co-host, and they will be touching on this and a few other topics as well. That coverage is a bit lighter, right? And they're probably going to be saying a lot of things that we're thinking and feeling as well. But before we get into that, just to lighten the mood a little bit, I'm going to just go ahead and do a little song break for us, because these are heavy things to talk about and see and hear about. But they're happening, and we can't ignore it. We can't act like it's not. And it's been too many of times, and we're tired. We're tired, and we have empathy and sadness in our hearts because parents are losing their children. They're losing their children. It's a lot. Let's just take a song break real quick, y'all. And I'm gonna go ahead and put Dr. link in the chat. Check his channel. You should. He has some really great coverage, especially when it comes to these type of situations and injustices. Child, I've been cutting right PM. Anyway, let's take a quick little song break, y'all, and we'll be right back. I like to lighten the mood with, my little comedy and stuff like that, or my little jokes. But certain serious topics, I feel like it's kind of distasteful to do. But let's do a song to lighten the mood, and we'll be right back. Thank you all so much for who has joined. And I know a lot of people have joined at some point. Maybe some of us have bumped heads or had, fall outs or whatnot with one another. And I can never tell nobody, what to do and how to do. I just feel like when we have serious things like this going on, maybe we can try. Maybe we can just try to reconcile and forgive one another and move forward. But that does take, being accountable for our actions and the things that we've done to one another, and giving proper apologies, and really meaning it and changing our behavior moving forward. So I just want to say that, respectfully, because I just don't, I never want nobody to think that, because when people are showing up to come and support, and if I'm showing them love or kindness or whatnot when they come in, and they may have an issue with someone else that's also here, that I don't take serious, or I don't understand that they still have not, made up, or they still may have some, hurt or anger, with one another because of the way that we have been treating one another back and forth. And so I think that's just something that maybe we need to work on a little bit better, how we do each other. And I know I'm guilty, child. When I get into it with folk, I don't do too below the belt things, but I know I've said some things to people, and things like that when you're fighting. But maybe we can move forward, because this is the serious stuff that's going on. But it's to each his own. Let's go ahead and play this song, y'all, and I'll be right back. I'll be in the chat.
They drag us from the coast, middle passage madness, where we lost the most. Acting hoes like cargo, spirits in a cage. Built a brand new nation, lived a life of rage. Yeah, we were the property, the 3/5 compromise. Picked the cotton, built the White House with our hands inside. And they watered all the poplar trees, look how blood and cries. Yeah, you know what they were for beneath the southern skies. Yeah, strange fruit, hanging message of the hate. A simple wrong look was enough to seal your fate. To my brown skin, they just stole it, called it manifest. Kill the Aztecs, stole the planes, put them to the test. Good old days, the signs on the wall, they want us broken, silent, waiting for the call. They want to push us backwards, drag us down to hell, but we ain't going back, not going back. Hey. by the word. See how it's six letters, COLORED, the politics. Not a person, just a label, just a shade on a chart. A legal way to tear a whole damn race apart. Colored water fountain, colored waiting room, colored entrance round the back, a social living tomb. Jim Crow was the law, man, segregation was the tool. Taught a child to hate his own skin before we went to school. And it ain't just here, that's the global view. Apartheid, colonization, yeah, they did it there too. That word was a weapon, a boot on the neck to say you live, you die, you move out our check. They want the good old days, the signs on the wall. They want us broken, silent, waiting for the call. They wanna push us backwards, drag us down to hell, but we ain't going back. 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 Don't you dare say it's repeating. Enough of the stuff. They just got new suits, new slogans, new cars. They ban the books that tell the truth of back when. They call the protest riot soon as the marching's done. They tell us get over it, it wasn't us. While they build the same systems of them and us. Gerrymander the district, took the money from the school. Praise the good old days while they fill the modern jail. This is the warning, this is the last stand. We learned the lessons, now we understand. We are the children of the ones you couldn't break. We are the dream that you could never ever take. We are the fire you tried to douse with ice. We paid the cost, we ain't gonna pay it twice. You want us back and change, you want us on our knees. We'd rather die right here standing on our feet. This ain't a threat, this is a promise we fulfill. We ain't never going back. Still when they got people forgetting folks in you. That part. Every laugh ain't harmless. Every post ain't just jokes. Some people smiling online, crying in real life. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Why you tearing people down for fun? Why? You don't know what they carry when the camera done. Broken souls throw stones and hide their hands. Cowards in comment sections playing God again. Karma don't miss, no. Karma don't miss. And healing's still possible too. So either spread love or watch life humble you. Yeah. YouTube streets messy, everybody got a target. Creators throwing dirt like hate became a market. Mocking people daily, that spirit look haunted. Tell me who raised y'all, this behavior garbage. Laughing at depression, exposing folks' trauma. Then act shocked when tragedy follow behind you. The evil energy, boomerang proper. Come on, pull up silent like a midnight robber. And honestly, do you watch my live? I talk truth, pain, growth, tears, real vibes. Not everybody built for the games online. Some folks want insult from losing their mind. That's facts, no cap. Y'all did the humiliation. Every live stream feel like public execution. Views over souls, cloud over humans. Then wonder why the whole world mentally ruined. Somebody mama crying at night. Somebody daughter hurt inside. Somebody praying not to give up while bullets screenshot painful life. Shame on you, shame. You need healing too. Only damaged people wake up daily, trying to damage others too. Enough is enough. Why you tearing people down for fun? Tearing them down. You don't know what they fighting when the live stream done. There you go. Keyboard killers acting tough online. Whole time spiritually broken inside. Karma don't miss, no. Karma don't skip souls either. Every hateful seed gon' meet the reaper. So to the hurt and bully people, listen close. You matter more than these demons online. These chicks bitter, these dudes weird. Obsessed every day, like why you still here? Refreshing my page while pretending you don't care. Whole personality built off hate and fear. Talk slick online, real life timid. Broken inside, everybody can't feel it. Projecting they wounds while the comments all cheering. That ain't straight, baby, that sickness concealed. And I said what I said. Yeah, some of these creators need therapy bad. Not another live stream drag. Not another fake outrage cash grab scam. Y'all bully for a living. That's sad. Spirit look bankrupt, dusty and mad. And the people encouraging it just is trash. Laugh now. Karma got a long memory past. Because words cut deep, so deep. And some people never recover. To everybody bullied online, you are not weak because you hurt. You are not crazy because you feel pain. And don't let these empty souls convince you your life got no value. The loudest bullies usually fighting demons they never healed from. That ain't an excuse, but it's the truth. And to the bullies, get help, seriously. This obsession with tearing strangers apart every day, that ain't normal. Enough is enough. We need love more than ever now. Too many souls out here barely hanging on somehow. No more glorifying painful views. No more clowning her forever new. No more mob attacks for entertainment. That darkness got consequences too. Karma don't miss. Karma don't miss. And healing still possible too. So either spread love or watch life humble you.
All right, y'all. Thanks for rocking with me. Those quick little song breaks right there. So we're about to go ahead and get into the next video. And this is over here with DL Hughley. And so let me tell y'all a little bit about what they're discussing over there, right? So him and his guests are tackling the visceral fear and trauma gripping Black families. The episode looks closely at the young victims, comparing modern incidents with historical racial violence in the American South. They question media's double standards, local communities' safety, and the psychological impact of seeing young Black lives lost without any accountability. How do we protect our youth in an environment where systemic forces refuse to acknowledge potential hate crimes? How do we convert collective grief and anger into actionable community protection? Also, speaking about political regret, Tatum and Mississippi accountability. A critical look at conservative commentary, including Officer Brandon Tatum, political stances in states like Mississippi with deep histories of racial tension and political shifts regarding justice systems, funding, and police transparency. The discussion focuses on political figures and commentators downplaying systemic issues or placing rhetoric above human lives, holding influencers, politicians, and local leaders accountable regardless of party lines, how political rhetoric directly affects the safety and justice outcomes for youth. So y'all, let's go ahead and get into this video. It's a bit lighter. And we'll meet you over in the chat. We'll do our commentary in between. Thank y'all for rocking with us still, and we'll see you in the chat.
now, welcome to Uncertain. I'm DL Hughley, but if I have to say that, we're doing something horribly wrong.
Hold on, wait. Check it. Testing. 1, 2, testing.
I'm the dude
Okay.
whose name is. What are you doing?
Yes, I was testing the microphones because you know.
Yeah,
you know.
Only do jokes that are on the page. Don't throw stuff.
Damn.
There he is again.
Run a tight shit.
Don't run an audible.
That'll be $5.
You laid it in.
So something happened that is very noteworthy. Jasmine and Austin trended last week. They did over 1 million views. Congratulations. I think that's wonderful. I mean, I do it a lot. I trend a lot. But so I'm glad that you guys did it.
But wait, you don't give a compliment and then piggyback
I am
on it.
giving
You just give the
I'm telling
compliment
you, I'm
and let it
glad
ride.
you did it. I mean, that's what my platform does. But you know what?
Are you saying you would like us to do it again?
I mean, because
I'm saying you're welcome. That's what I said. I'm not
Austin,
saying you're
congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you.
But no, really, seriously, you're welcome. No, I mean,
wow.
no.
Okay. Sure.
Every week, this happens invariably all the time, and you would think that by now it would have stopped happening. This is Chef Wilkinson.
I voted for Donald Trump.
The Chef Creole restaurant in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood is typically bustling with customers. Not today.
People are scared.
Owner Wilkinson Sajor says it's not just the clientele. After 34 years in business, he's lost his entire management team at 7 locations and will likely have to shut down 2 stores due to the end of temporary protected status.
So he owns a chain of restaurants that was called King
Chef Creole.
Chef Creole, not Kid Creole.
That's a totally different person.
How the fuck did you think? Like he owns Haitian restaurants, right?
Yes.
And the thing about Haitian restaurants is they need a loyal base of Haitian customers, right? Right? It's not like Italian food. Like if you ain't in the food court, you need niggas from your homeland to like it.
Yeah.
Right? Dig it. Like I've had Haitian food probably 5 or 6 times, and I dug it, but I've never gone out to dinner and said, oh, let's go have Haitian food. Like it just kind of, you see a dope spot and you go. So that his customer base is people that probably miss home. It reminds them of home. It's communal. And what this dude decided to do was to vote against his very patrons.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't feel bad for him. Matter of fact, to me, as far as I'm going, this dude and Kodak Black could go back, and the rest of everybody can stay. You decided to vote for Trump after he said that Haitians were eating dogs and cats?
Yeah. I mean, and he did have 7 restaurants in the Miami area, which, I told you in Miami specifically.
They have like 120,000
correct,
people.
But like overall, it's like 300,000. But he's now lost 2 of those restaurants because his workers have been deported.
But and it's not even that the workers are deported. Everybody's scared to go outside.
That too.
People don't have money to do it. Like to me, there's a symbiosis between Black people or Latin people or Asian people who connect to Trump that is almost invariable. It's the missing ingredient. There's an inherent level of selfishness. What the fuck did you think? What did you think? You hurt the people that help you. Those restaurants were open. I guarantee you that the largest percent of his patrons are Haitian.
Yeah.
And you decided to vote in a way that I have no sympathy for you at all.
But a little past selfishness is it's stupidity.
It is.
It's like, I don't know my consumer base.
How could you not?
I want to be so white that I think my consumer is white. And then I get a wake-up call. Nicki Minaj, Chili.
Yeah. To me, the dude you voted for, just said that Haitians are eating dogs and cats. That, as if that weren't insulting enough. It isn't just the thing that he said. You know what happened as a result of that? The governor of Ohio had to send the National Guard to make sure Haitian children weren't attacked. And you still voted for that dude. Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I hope they close the other 5 of your restaurants. That's what I gotta do. I hope everybody just cooks at home.
epitome of selfishness because you didn't care anything about what was happening. You didn't care about the violence, the threats of violence to Haitians until it visited your doorstep in the way of you're now losing money and now you care.
They said Haitians eat dogs.
They did.
In a debate, a nationally televised debate. And you still did it. I don't feel bad for you at all.
That's my boy.
That's my president, right?
And you were going to lose audience. The things people don't seem to realize, when you vote in a way that hurts them, they don't fuck with you like that no more.
Yeah.
Like Chili didn't get that tour that we're going to go on. Right. Maybe they should start serving chili at his restaurant.
Yeah.
It's this obliviousness you get to have. Who did you think it would affect? And then conversely, the people that are affected are your bottom line.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have enjoyed the Haitian food that I've had. It just not like it's not the kind of thing. It's very specific. You don't see, like, you might see it at the Miami airport, or you might, but it's very connected to a specific area.
That's for sure.
You gotta have crossover food. They don't.
Right. Like Mexican food, Chinese food, you can get anywhere.
You can get soul food anywhere.
Yeah.
You can get French food anywhere. You can get Italian food anywhere. Haitian, you gotta be in Miami or in Miami.
New York.
Little Haiti.
Yeah, right. But you gotta be somewhere. It isn't the kind of food I have dug the food a lot. I thought, oh well, wow, this is something. But it was definitely a unique experience. And not one, but to be successful, you have to have repeat customers. And the only people culturally, they need people that are connected to that food, because to me, food is language. They call it soul food because it's from your soul. Yeah. And food is language, and it's communal, and it's us having conversation, and it reminds you of things. Like in America, we have holidays just to eat.
Yeah.
All right, so just for a quick little commentary break and disclaimer, this is DL Hughley. He is a, stand-up comedian, a comedian. He has his own podcast now, and he's with his team. And, they talk a bit raw. But I think even though some of the things it says a bit raw, I do agree with a lot of what he's saying. Because I equally feel the same. Like, and we don't want to shame anybody for making a mistake, but it's just like, we got to pay attention to these things and really know what direction we're voting in, and, who we're supporting, and what it is that they stand for, and what that's all going to look like, right? So a lot of people have been having like voter remorse, but I just feel like maybe the proper research wasn't done prior to voting, or I think some people do vote not necessarily with everybody in mind, just in how certain things they feel as though it's going to affect or make things better for them. What do you think about that, Mom?
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I think it's because, they vote. I agree with you on that.
For their own interest.
Yeah, for their own interest. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're not thinking about the whole or the whole entirety of people. They're thinking about just themselves.
Right.
I will say that as well.
And if this is a business owner, right, we can't be sure, how, if he has multiple restaurants, then, he's probably going to be majority in a different tax bracket, right? And so a lot of business people were voting for Trump because they wanted the tax breaks, like being a business owner. That's one of the main things that he was selling and promising, for certain individuals in a certain tax bracket, right? Just because you have a business, you may not be in the tax bracket that where you can get, the benefits. But depending on how much you're making, and you're bringing in what tax bracket you're in, that is something that basically a lot of people voted for him for, right? For those breaks and things like that.
And another point, if you have a Haitian restaurant,
mm-hmm.
one would assume that your clientele is basically going to be Haitian.
Well, that's what they were saying.
And like the young man said here, I do
DL
think
Hughley. Oh, I don't know his name. I'll
Yeah.
find it out though.
Yeah. His
co-host.
Co-host. Yeah.
Mm.
I'll say exactly what he said. I think that was just stupidity.
Yeah, and selfishness.
I think it was stupidity, selfishness, and just really not thinking things out at all. He didn't think about his market at all.
The market. You need to know your market. You need to know your market. You need to know your fan base, and you need to actually care about it. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. And a lot of times, what I've been starting to see, and what I think the main problem is that, individuals they don't care about their market if they, are in business and they're, selling a product or a service, or if they're an entertainer and they're selling concert tickets and records. They don't necessarily care about you. They make it seem like they do because, I guess that's the right thing to do, right? Like make it seem like you love your squad. But if you really love your squad, when it comes down to politics and making choices and decisions that can affect your squad, and your supporters and your fan base and your customers directly, then you will make decisions based off of that because you care about them. I think that a lot of times people don't necessarily care. They like it. They need it, right? They need the sales. And they just see people as numbers. They don't see people as humans. And, whereas people really not to say they look at you like you're an animal or a robot, but it's more so about that dollar. It's more so about the cash. Mm-hmm. And that cash and those dollars is going to heavily benefit their business or their concert, sales and stuff like that. And it's like they care for that reason, how it's going to benefit them. But do they genuinely care overall about you or the people?
And it has a lot to do with marketing because when you start a business and you create a product or you create a recipe or a food or something, the first thing you're going to think about, who's going to come for this? Who's going to want this? Who's going to need this? Who's going to benefit from my product? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it has a lot to do with marketing. And that's what a lot of new business people who are starting businesses now. I'm pretty sure a lot of you do know, but if you don't know, that's very important. Please think about that. Right. Think about that. Don't just make a product and think, oh, everybody's going to come buy this. No, it doesn't go like that. You have to think that out. Think it out.
Right.
Think it out. It's about marketing.
Like say you're making a hair product and you this product is, geared to and for people who are suffering from alopecia. Right?
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't, make choices or decisions that's going to, affect people with alopecia based off of your political stance and what you're voting for, because now those people are not going to be able to support your business because they're in a bad way based off of your vote and the individual that you voted for. So I think, moving forward, I do believe moving forward, a lot of people are going to now learn from this. Yeah. And they're going to understand when you're putting people into office or you're voting or whatever, it's not always about what you think is just going to benefit you. What is going to benefit the people that support you? Because without those people, then you have no business, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like that. But anyway, let's get into some more of the video, y'all, and we'll meet you on the chat.
And this dude decided to trust a fraudulent white dude over the people. And he was losing. Not only is he losing them because why would I? And then when somebody like this makes a story out of what happened to them as a result of the decisions they make, they're very unsympathetic. I don't hear your pleas like you didn't hear their cries.
Right.
These dudes got to walk around with ankle bracelets on, and you helped it happen.
Right.
Well, the other thing is,
I don't feel bad for you.
He has enriched himself with the customer and the consumer base that he has in Miami, but then he voted against what would be good for their community.
Exactly.
So he took their money, but then put his foot on their neck.
And now it hurts him too. It's very short-sighted. They're talking about wearing ankle bracelets. Every time I can always tell when so when I fly to JFK and if ever a plane is going to Port-au-Prince, I can always tell when it's going to Haiti because you see people getting on a plane with 9 hats on. It's always 9 hats and shorts and dress shoes, and they go It's a very specific community, and they're very proud and they're very bright. They've done amazing things. Like Haiti beat Napoleon's. They beat Napoleon's army.
Right.
They killed Napoleon's brother-in-law. They were the first, they had their independence before anybody in the Western Hemisphere. The reason that the French didn't keep going to America was because of Haiti.
No, these motherfuckers unruly.
They're like, it's enough. They destroyed them so bad. They burned like they were some bad people, and historically they take their place. Their food just ain't traveled well. August 14th through the 16th, Ontario Improv, Ontario, California. I'll be there. August 22nd at the Cannon Center for Performing Arts in Memphis, Tennessee, and August 28th through 30th, City Winery in Boston, Massachusetts. So make sure to pre-order my book at Charlie's Boy at therealdlhughley.com. Charlie's Boy, Ode to a Black Father. You know who likes Haitian? Nobody likes Haitian food more than Haitians.
Right.
Like if you were talking to, so you definitely have a connection to them and a responsibility to them. They sit at your restaurants, they eat your food, they brag about it. They did it so well that you opened seven restaurants, and your reward for them was to support the dude that terrorized them. I ain't even talking about we ain't talking about political difference. What did you need to say that they were eating dogs and cats? What did you need to say that for? You need that to demonize them so that people would terrorize them. That's why.
Right, and be okay with kicking them
And
out.
you voted for the dude that decided to terrorize the people that made you rich.
Yep.
Fuck
when you had the opportunity to speak out, when all of that was going back and forth about, the Haitians eating dogs and cats, because of your platform and because of your position in the community, you should have been the number one person speaking out against it. And you weren't.
You put them on the menu. You did.
Yeah.
And they based on a lie, people got mad at them. And based on a lie, they canceled your protective status. And you helped it happen. So fuck you, and I hope it's down to one restaurant. I do. I swear to God. I do. You hurt
he's
those
holding
people.
on to 7 right now. I mean 5 right now. We'll see what happens.
Okay, wait. and that is still because what is going to start happening is ICE is going to start terrorizing that community.
Yeah.
They're going to start doing what they did everywhere else. And they're going to start, and the closer it gets to election, in order to look like they're having some level of efficacy, they're going to start doing, because they need the headlines.
Right.
And you sacrifice your people for that. And ain't no soup or no recipe so good.
A lot of this agree with. The way he may say things or his thoughts and feelings and opinions about it is the thoughts and the feelings of DL Hughley. Because I don't ever want that to come off as like if anybody feels offended about how he's saying something or what he's saying. Those are his thoughts and feelings and opinions about this. Mine are overall like the foundational principles of what is being talked about. There a lot of people that, unfortunately just think about themselves and their family and that's it. And the choices and decisions that they make, when they make them, they don't think that they will be affected and they don't care that other people will be affected. They're only thinking about how it can benefit them. And then when it backfires and now it has affected them, then now they're upset and they're in an outrage. And so what he's basically saying is like, you got to do your research and your homework and really think deeply about these things before making certain choices and voting in a certain direction. Because, at some point you're going to see it's going to affect you. What you're thinking about one thing, you're not looking at the bigger picture. You're just thinking about the small benefits that it could bring to you. But if you look at the grander scheme of things, no, it's going to be bad. And this is what a lot of people are experiencing. And then now, it's unfortunate because I never want to see nobody lose their livelihood or, have to suffer or struggle. But it's like basically what DL is saying. It's basically like they ushered that into their own life by not, doing their proper research or just voting selfishly for one thing and not seeing the grand scheme of things. But let's go ahead and get back into a little bit more. This is a few topics on this podcast, but he will be talking about, some of those tragedies and whatnot with the children and stuff as well. And they all will be giving their thoughts and, feelings and opinions when it comes to that. So let's get back into it, y'all. But a lot of the topics that they talk about are really important, great conversations to have. And I hope y'all are enjoying. So let's get back into it. I'll meet y'all in the chat if you want to come back.
That people are gonna forget it. So get the fuck out. I have no sense of compassion. I'm telling you, Chili did the same thing. I know In Vogue mad as hell.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Stick to the rivers and lakes you used to. It's insane. So this is Tatum goes back to Mississippi.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in Mississippi. I was able to interview Warren again to clear up some of the things that people had questions about after the first interview. Some of y'all are going to get sued, and some of y'all are going to have to give apologies.
Everything we know about these boys, we know because he told us. Officer Tatum told us, right?
Right.
He told us what they said. He told us they had a conversation. It's always been on his platform. I hope he isn't the kind of that's probably the reason he was only a police officer for 5 or 6 years. Because a police officer's job is to try to get answers, not to shape a result.
Right.
And he clearly does not want the truth. And if it is the truth, if it isn't the truth he wants, he'd rather besmirch it and diminish it. And I don't know, and I'll say out flatly, I don't know what happened in Mississippi, but I do know that those boys have a vested interest in protecting themselves and what they have going on. They were better friends to themselves and their reputations and to their legacy than they were to Nolan. And Tatum is a grifter. He's a grifter. This is his thing right now. This is what he's doing right now. And don't tell me you love a black mother when you're doing this to another black mother. Like the reason that, like he'll say he's holding people accountable. In order to hold people accountable, you have to have an affinity for those people. You have love, like the biblical proverb, the biblical saying, "Spare the rod, spoil the child." It is to make that child better. It is a corrective. It is the spirit of discipline because I love you. Tatum has no love for black people. I can't ever look at all the litany of things he said. So how are you correcting us when everything you do demonizes us? Everything you do otherizes us. Everything you do says, when you talk about black on black crime, you talk about not in some kind of, because crime is about proximity. It isn't that way. It's a level of deviancy that's specifically inherent to us. And you help he talks about us the way white people with the greatest level of disdain talk about us. I've never heard him not think we were wrong. He dislikes us so much. All these children that are coming up and they're being hanged and lynched. I guarantee you, Tatum hates us so much that nigga would rather interview the rope than us. That's how bad. So why would I believe that a man who has no vested interest, who has no love for me in his heart, have an idea of what it's almost like the policies that he defends. Like when he was on, Jubilee, he's defending policies that were written by people that had no love for us. We were an inconvenience, and he argues the point the same way. He has the same level of disdain that I see people who are not black at all. He sounds to me and has the same level of disdain as somebody who's an avowed white supremacist.
Well, even giving the interview to them boys, like, I know it was nothing but softballs because no one would ever agree to an interview.
You can't be a coon and not have anything but softball.
Well, then there's that.
Because I'm like, why would you ever subject your kids to an interview where you don't know that the interviewer is going to help the situation? It's like, so you come here to help them.
You're exactly right. And you do it for your own benefit. There's an old saying in the legal profession, never ask a question you don't know the answer to. And that's what's playing out right now. Those boys, first he had one at a time, then he went to the island, then he has them all on the panel.
Right.
And he asked these leading questions that only, we're not in this situation right now if those boys had been as forthcoming and open as they with him as they with the family as they are with him.
Yeah.
Why is it that all we know because he told us they were interviewed with the police. He told us they took a lie detector test.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not an
What is he, the
investigator.
nigga whisperer? What is
Right.
he?
He's not an investigator.
He's not at all.
And
He's not a reporter.
No.
He's not a journalist. He's a citizen of the United States. That's it. He's
Right.
not an officer anymore. None of that.
Right.
So my thing is, even if he does it under the guise of I'm investigating, investigation means you look everywhere.
Right.
You turn over every stone and you look at both sides
Right.
because what you're after is the truth,
Right.
not a one-sided
What he's
situation.
after is clicks. What he's after is clicks. He wants a. I don't understand how somebody. It's ridiculous. Don't tell me that you're asking that you will answer a question before you ask it. What he wants is to put that family on display, paying on display for profit, and they are profiting too. Those boys right now, at least some of those boys, have a Give, Send, Go fund.
Yeah, they do.
If they were as interested in what happened to Nola as they are what happens to them, we're not to Nolan, we wouldn't have this conversation.
Right.
But everything we know about them, we know because this shoe booty ass darky told us.
And also don't forget, I did read where some of those kids are saying that they may sue for defamation in the end.
Okay. In order to sue for defamation, we have to know that what we're assessing or what we're alleging or what some people have alleged isn't true. How can you sue for defamation when we don't know who did what, when, and how?
Right.
There are two things we don't know for sure. Two things we don't know.
All right, so I just paused it right there for a quick commentary break. But, yes, this is another one of the big cases that we're hearing about that is very, serious. And yet another that is, we need answers. We need a proper investigation. We need justice to be served. And, like we heard from, Dr. Rashad, it's like, it's unfortunate that with a lot of, Black and brown families, when it comes to these unfortunate situations that are happening, unalivings that are happening, the system is not doing what it typically would do if it was probably a different race of person. So now, celebrities got to pay, people got to go to their savings. They have to find a way to fund their own investigation to be done thoroughly and properly, right? It's not being done thoroughly and properly. And so that's the Nolan Wiles case, that everybody's talking about. And, it's a very complicated case. And that's why, I wanted to bring awareness to it, but I don't want to do too much talking about it until all of the proper evidence and facts and all of that comes out on the case, because I think everybody's taking a bite out of it and, running it in whatever direction they want to run it in. And only direction that it needs to be ran in is the true direction. And so we all have to wait until, all of that is solidified for us to know what really did go down. But as far as like when they talk about Officer Tatum or ex-Officer Tatum, whatever it is you want to call him, he inserted himself into a situation of an open investigation. And I think, and I can't be sure, that there could be some consequences to that. And like they're saying, he was not approaching it because he's like a journalist or an investigator, and he's not even still in, law enforcement anymore. So if you already have law enforcement that's on the case, if you already have lawyers that's working on it, if you already have, all of these entities that are doing their job properly to get to the bottom and the truth of this, a grifter, like DL said, is what I believe him to be as well, because he's grifting off of the situation. And it seems like, with him all the time or most of the time, when he inserts himself into situations, it's, not necessarily to defend the Black or brown side. It's like he's always taking the side of, the other race and saying that Black and brown people are, being too never mind, I can't say. Anyway, y'all, let's get back into the video. But yeah, like, you know, it's almost just to say, like, we're being too, I'm trying to figure out how to say it for YouTube. Dramatic. We're being too dramatic about these situations and these cases, and you know, we're jumping on conspiracy theory, and we're automatically, you know, thinking about something a certain way, just because of, you know, the history, what we know, what we see, and has proven to be true. You know, and the way I see it is like, that's all I'm going to say about this case, is that we have to just wait until the proper evidence, facts, and proof is put out. But, you know, I don't know. But it's, the family is telling their story, and they believe more is needed. They are trying to get justice, right? It looks sketchy. A lot of things have come out to where it's like, you know, it's very side eye. But I don't think that the energy has been to where they like automatically is saying that, you know, these boys that he was with are the ones that are responsible for what happened to him. I think they're asking questions and they want to know, well, what do you know? We need more information. We need a proper investigation. When these boys are sitting down with ex-officer Tatum, he's defending them like without having all of those details as well, and making it seem like there's absolutely no way that they're responsible, like shining the light in that direction. And it's like, you can't say absolutely without having all the facts, the evidence, and the proof of what really happened and went down. It's not to say on one side or the other should be, you know, evident, because we don't have the evidence. So it just seems like he's pushing very hard to like really put a narrative out there that there's no way. And I feel like people are just saying, we can't do that. That's dangerous to do that, because we need the facts and the evidence and the proof. We know what it looks like, we know what it sounds like, and we know what it could be. But we need the proper evidence, facts, and things of that nature to be able to come up with a conclusion. And knowing the way social media works and the internet works, people are going to take the side of what they believe to be true, right? Us as the masses, as the people watching, whatever it is we deem or see to be true, or whatever it is we think we want it to be, truthfully. That's what we're going to decide on. That's what we're going to run with. And that makes the case very complex. And I think it makes it harder for the proper justice to, you know, come to the forefront, because I heard someone and a few people say, like, you know, and then he even said out his mouth, people are going to be owed an apology. Well, on what side? Who's going to be owed the apology once everything comes out? And if it is on the side that it may seem as though it's on, I just don't think that side is going to apologize. That's all I'm going to say on it. Because, I mean, has it ever really gone down that way? Accountability is hard for people to take, you know what I'm saying? Especially after you've been popped. So it's just like, you know, we can't be sure what is really going on with this case. But let's just play a little bit more of this video. It's almost done, y'all. It's not that much longer. Let me play a little bit more, and then we may take a song break just to cut things up a little bit, and then get back into a little bit more and finish it off. All right, y'all, here we go.
One, we haven't gotten the two things we know that's in MAGA sphere that we don't know for sure. We never saw pictures of those downed airmen in Iran. And we have not seen the autopsy report from this case. And I have to believe that if it was something that exonerated people or that made this a non-issue, we would have seen it already.
Exactly.
I don't need to keep
drown, that thing would have came out and said he didn't drown.
I don't need to see Redneck Part 2. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see you sitting up here. It's like the redneck and the coon at a. It's like a knock-knock joke.
Yeah.
And it's clearly for their none of the things that they are doing. Obviously, they have an interest in taking the onus off them, if as anybody would, and the only person in this whole sphere that has an interest in finding out the truth is that family.
You know what's so sad about this? The thing that's so sad is that, you have so many things that are happening to our Black children across this country.
Right.
And you would think, at the very least, a Black man who has Black kids would care about what's happening to Black kids.
If he doesn't care about a Black mother, like, I don't know if we'll all have kids, but we'll all have a mother.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't care about a Black mother and what the pain that she's going through, I doubt that he could care about anything else.
But the excuses just are weird. They just weird. Like, he could find a Klan robe and be like, well, hold on now.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's a Klan robe.
Like, on Jubilee, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Mississippi is chilly. We don't know.
Officer Tatum had me believing we own slaves. I'm like,
Tulsa was it was just a fight. It didn't go our way.
It was and it isn't that it happens now. It's that it keeps, like, now, who's hanging all these little children? All these children that are found in primarily the southern region of the United States of America. All these children, who's hanging them?
Mm.
I swear to God, Officer Tate would have you believe it was if he were doing an interview, he would interview the noose and say, "Why are these people blaming y'all?"
I have no idea.
It is people. The one thing I know, like, obviously there's a lot of data that is coming out, a lot of information that come out that Black children are starting to hurt themselves in a way that didn't exist before, maybe a way before they actually started categorizing it. Obviously, but if that is true, we have children, young men, like the last girl, Tasia Fortune. They find her in a tree in a vacant home, hung. Generally, if you're going to commit suicide, I just think for a Black person, you understand the historical terror of that. Most people who are in that kind of pain don't want to go anymore. Like pills or a gunshot, something bad. But hanging yourself,
these kids don't even want to go into the office. You think they gonna set up a tree?
That's what I don't
climb
get.
up and do the math, and it's
and in a similar thing, and obviously they're not the same thing, but in this zeitgeist, there are young people who come up dead in mysterious circumstances, and a Southern apparatus that says it's suicide or nothing to see here, or there's no foul play. And one of the recurring characters, one of the usual suspects, is Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Mississippi.
And they were talking about all the things. This is very prevalent. It is from 2000 to 2025. There's a rash of young Black men and women, young boys and girls killing themselves. Mm-hmm. And even if you thought it was all suicide, then shouldn't there be some kind of public service announcement and to have us be on the lookout for things that are present when these people? It is a national health crisis. This is happening with young children.
Yeah, and just to be clear, when you say suicide, what that study found was over 70 suspected, and they called them modern day lynchings across 7 southern states, including Mississippi, Georgia, Texas, and Louisiana,
which traditionally is the places those things happen at.
Right.
And Mississippi's leading the way. And ironically, this young girl will have her examination done by the same coroner that did Nolan well. So pardon me, I'm right to be suspicious of people. I'm right to be suspicious. Why are these things happening in these places? This is not happenstance. Yeah. And the fact that nobody's moving with any level of alacrity to allay these fears. There are parents who are worried. They're worried about their kids' mental well-being. They're worried about their physical well-being. If that is the case and it's paramount and it's important to you, make an announcement, have an investigation, somebody say something. But to leave people hanging, to me, this is societal malpractice to have a society or a community that is up in arms like that. You have all the answers and you won't give them. That ain't for them. That's for you. It's almost like when a cop, when there's a shooting and a police officer has the recording. The recording was for the public. It ain't your personal opus. It's to allay the fears of the population, to let you know that things are happening the way it's supposed to. Look at these young boys and girls that are dead now. And nobody seems to be having an urgent mindset about it at all. And you can't tell me that absent, if it was somebody else or another community, that people wouldn't be up in arms about it. We wouldn't be fine. We wouldn't have to find out about it on a podcast. That would be on the news all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. I think it's just weird that how all of these things have happened over history, like 9/11, right? It's never forget. See something, say something. But then when something is historically ugly, as lynchings in the South
Right.
and all of these killings and stuff like that, we are supposed to take it out of context now and just look at it and be like, oh, shit, well, let's not jump to conclusions. No, the conclusion is the rope, motherfucker. Like,
Right.
at the end of the day,
Period.
none of these people are cowboys, no nothing.
Right.
Why is there a rope around you?
Exactly.
Right.
I can't think of a thing black people need rope for.
Not
Ain't
one
no
thing.
boats. Ain't no. That's
I mean,
Right.
to tow a car, like, I can't think of. That would be suspicious to me if I saw a dude by a rope. I'm like, I've never.
Which is so irritating why in each of these cases they say that there's no suspected foul play. To me, the foul play is this person had a rope. They were 18 years old.
And all of a sudden, here's the thing. If you're in such pain, you want to commit suicide. The people tend to do it, particularly girls, try to do it in the most painless way. And they don't hang themselves in abandoned buildings. They hang themselves in closets at their house.
Yeah, first of all, I've never seen a woman with a rope.
No.
Ever.
No.
Just walking down the street with a rope. I would be scared if I saw a woman just being like, what you doing with that rope?
The closest we came to was rope chains, and Rum DNC ain't nowhere here. That's the closest it ever came.
A jump rope.
That's crazy. It's we
really
are not
sad, man.
wrong for having a healthy amount of skepticism, because it is for young people to die at these numbers in these ways is abnormal.
Yeah.
It is abnormal. And we should understand it should be of paramount importance to us to find out. Don't tell me it's all suicide. And if it is all suicide, what is making these children all of a sudden commit themselves in such painful ways?
In the same way.
I just don't. I don't believe you. I'm a simple man.
Whatever.
I do not ask for much at the end of a long day, but what I do ask for is a good night's sleep. And my Lisa mattress delivers every single time. Supportive without being stiff. But they seem to have fought us to a standstill, at least to enough where they have a seat at the table in terms of how these negotiations for peace will go. We already know that our munitions are running low, because what happens when you take a drunk podcaster from Fox? How do you start so much shit in the world you run out of bullets?
We out of bullets.
Hey, Waffing Boy, no more bullets.
No more bullets.
Like, I don't understand. They have a battleship with 5,000 naval personnel on it.
Mm-hmm.
People are trying to jump off the. It has been mishandled from its inception, right? And Pete Hess in particular, and obviously whatever he's doing is at the behest of the Trump administration. But he's attacked woke, right? He's made it harder for black people, tried to take away the thing where it allowed them to get a special dispensation for shaving because of razor bumps. He has fired people because of DUI. He's refused to promote black people because of DUI. He's removed people from positions without cause. He has taken the names off of bases of black people on them and put back Confederate soldiers on them. He's done all these things, and under the auspices of a DEI and woke and anti-woke and all that kind of stuff, he's done all these things. But he decides to give Lindsey Graham a base. Now, Lindsey Graham, I think it is an unremarkable white dude giving a base to another unremarkable white dude. Like Lindsey Graham, the only thing he did of note was to hire gay hookers and to push for war all the time.
Okay, y'all. So I think we're gonna wrap it up right about there. Because I understand that sometimes some of these things they may be triggering for other people to hear. And DL is DL. So he say it the way he say it, and it's people's, they talk like they talk. You know what I mean? But it can be a bit triggering for people to hear the way they're saying stuff. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and stop that right there, y'all. And I'm gonna give y'all some of my final thoughts and opinions. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop up some of these help lines here on the screen. They're also in the chat. Because I don't ever want these conversations I know they're triggering, but if anyone does need help, if they're in, that predicament and feeling that way, then we would want to see like you can reach out to somebody and get the help. You know what I'm saying? If you're needing it, right? With these cases and stuff like that, it's very suspicious. Exactly. It's very suspicious. We can't be sure yet. Still, we have to wait for the facts and the evidence and the proof, the true facts and evidence and proof to come out so we can know what really happened and how and why and who and all of that. Um, but yeah, I mean, it is very suspicious and based off of history and based off of the area where these things are happening, it's like, what can we deduce? But again, we understand we have to wait for the facts and the evidence and the proof to come out. It's just shameful that, in these cases that the officials won't do their job to the full extent to really get to the bottom of it. And now families, have to go out and pay money or find funds or get GoFundMe's so they can get the actual real facts, evidence, and proof and get to the bottom of what really happened. So that's, I think, what is one of the more major parts. But the main major part is that the child is no longer here with us, and somebody is mourning because their child is gone, and they want to know why and how and who and when. All of those questions need to be answered, and we're just seeing too much of this happening, back to back simultaneously, and it's just giving very suspect to me. I'm sorry. We gotta call it like we see it. You know what I mean? And I know it's very triggering for some, you know what I mean? So I didn't mean to trigger anybody this evening, but I just think these things need to be talked about, brought to awareness, and we need to keep standing up, speaking up, and trying in whatever way we can, with whatever it is we can do, to fight for truth and justice for all, for all. And that's literally it. That's literally it. But Mama had to pop out or whatnot. That's all I really got on this one, y'all. I didn't want to hold y'all too long this evening. Y'all can, if you want to watch on the replay, just let me know, your thoughts, feelings, and opinions about, what is happening, what we're seeing, what we're experiencing, as a people. And we got to see what we can do, in any way that we can to see if we can be a change. One of the main things they say is, if you see something, say something. If you know something, then spit it out. Say it, because that helps lead in the investigation as far as what may have transpired. And so, there's a lot of like hush hush happening. I think that's also a red flag to me. Like when people just don't want to talk, or if they're talking too much to the wrong people at the wrong time, it seems as though, they may be looking for some type of support that can help spin the narrative in a different direction. And that's just my personal opinion. We can't be sure. We have to remember at the end of the day, with all of these cases and situations like this, we need the proper facts, evidence, and proof to be able to know exactly what went down and what happened. And I think, there are some places where justice will do what it's supposed to do, or the judicial system will do what it's supposed to do fairly. And I think more times than not, what we've seen that, judicial system will not do things fairly. And we have to fight for fairness and equality and truth and, pay for it too, out of pocket. And so that's what we're fighting against here. And, that could be another conversation for another day. But I think a lot of times, when people are in places of privilege, they don't understand what that looks like or what that feels like. Because if something happens to them, it's an automatic guarantee that it's going to go the right way it's supposed to go. But when it comes sometimes to other races of people, it's not always that way. So, yeah, the system is not fair for everybody. It doesn't show up the same way for everybody. We know that. We've seen too too many stories, too many reports and accounts of that. And that is what's really the frustrating part. And then also the hurt, because we know that there's a family that's out here mourning, especially from losing a young child that had their whole future and life ahead of them. And now they don't have it anymore. They don't have it anymore. And I think anybody who has empathy and understanding, regardless what your race is, would be able to feel that. I would think, right? I would think. But sometimes that's not so. Sometimes that's not so. But that's literally all I got on this, y'all. I know it's very triggering. I'm sorry, it was not my intent to, traumatize or trigger anyone. Of course, like I said in the chat, and I'll go ahead and put them up again, there are helplines here. If anyone is experiencing any issues, when it comes to any of these things, I have a few more that I'm going to add because people are suffering losses. And so there are helplines and resources or whatnot for that as well to help get you through that process. So let me go ahead and pop those up. And while I'm getting those ready, I'm going to go ahead and play a song real quick. I need us all to remember one thing and one thing only. And I think we'll be able to hear that from the song. So while that's playing, I'm going to get up the helplines for people suffering from losses. And we'll be right back. And then we'll end this live and wrap it right on up. So thank y'all for rocking with me. I'll be right back.
The soul of humanity cries. A roof above, shelter from the storm. A gentle hand to keep a spirit warm. A plate of food, a mind that's free to learn. A simple peace, a righteous wage to earn. That's right. These are the needs to bedrock and the base. The sacred ground of the whole human race. But the screen is screaming, selling something cheap, while the real world babies cry themselves to sleep. Can't ignore it. We are human. Blood and bone and soul. Say it loud. With a right to be loved. The right to be loved. A right to be made whole. This is our slave. This is our sacred song. In the eyes of the creator. 'Cause where we all belong. We are human. Worth more than they can price. Beyond the hateful whispers and the loaded yeah, they're painting pictures, twisted and unreal, teaching our children how they ought to feel. All that value's in the label on your shoes, or the filtered life you desperately choose. They magnify the hate, they celebrate the greed, and plant a poison, a suffocating weed. We gotta reach our children, pull them from the glow and show them a beauty that the media don't know. Let them know. No take the vision, the mission of the television, spitting division. I'm in for prison, got the youth chasing life's addicted to the feed. Ignore the hunger, the fundamental need. Nigga love your vitals on the digital stage, putting the future artists in a ritual cage. Now they gotta break the cycle, gotta cut the cord. The real word is powerful, mightier than the source. We teach them about their history, teach them about their grace, teach them about the power in every single face. Let's go. We are human. Blood and bone and soul. Yeah. Everyone with a right to be loved. The right to be lived. A right to be made whole. This is our story. This is our sacred song. In the eyes of the creator. Where we all belong. We are human. Worth more than they can price. The other hateful whispers in the loaded gun. You will build a world where every voice is heard. Every single one, from the suburbs to the curb. And love is not a whisper, but a mighty thundering word. A word of action, breaking leather chain. it's a call to action for every mother, father, every single fraction of the unity, holding it down on the ground. Time to get loud, make a revolutionary sound. Look a child in the eye, I tell her that they mad. I tell them this spirit something that don't lie and shine. I tell them knowledge is the weapon, love is the shield, and the truth is the harvest. We gonna grow in this field, yeah. We are human. Oh yes, we are. Teach for children. Learn power. Teach for truth. Reach where you let the rules in the fruit. See the fruit. We are human. A right to live. Right to live. Oh. Teach the truth. Reach where you let the rules in the fruit. We are human. Single soul.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and end this live out. I was just playing that, so I had time to put up some of the resources and websites here. If you are someone who is suffering from bereavement or loss, and maybe be in crisis and mourning and need, someone to talk to, someone who can help, get you in a place where you don't have to suffer alone. And maybe even if you're having, bad thoughts or whatever during that time of need, there's resources out here. So they'll be all throughout the chat, and I did flash them up here on the screen. So if anybody needs them, they are available. But yeah, that was something hard that we had to report on today. It's serious. It's happening. And a lot of people are suffering the losses, and a lot of people are searching for justice. And as a lot of people have been saying, we have to be careful on how we report on some of these topics and these stories, and the thoughts and feelings and opinions of ours that we add to them in these traumatic situations, because it really can deter from getting to the bottom of what the truth is, right? Everything now becomes, salacious, and we're just, speaking on what we think and what we feel, and not really knowing what's really going on. And social media and the internet tends to have, that effect when it comes to especially serious matters such as this. So I know we all want to talk about it, or, maybe we want to bring awareness to it or whatnot, but I think we have to be very careful in the way we do so. I hope I'm handling it with care. Y'all can let me know. But I appreciate everybody who came out to listen and joined the live. Whether if you could stay for the whole thing, or you just stayed for a little bit and just came in or popped in to show some love, or if you're just in the cut listening as well, I appreciate that. And I hope that we really can kind of see eye to eye, when it comes to the severity of these situations and what's really going on. We need the facts, the evidence, and the proof. We need fairness across the board, and we need justice to be served. I'm gonna go ahead, y'all, and leave y'all with a little message that I came up with, and then we'll do another song or two, and then we'll be out. And I'm gonna let y'all know. And we did good. We're not even at the 2-hour mark, and that's the goal. Be 2 hours or less. So I know a lot of us have heavy hearts, but the spirit is resolute. Looking at these headlines and watching these reports isn't easy. It triggers deep generational pain, fear, and anger. I know it breaks my heart that in this day and age, we are still asking who is harming our children and why the system is so quick to close its eyes, label it self-harm, and just move right along. Our ancestors fought through the darkest nights so that we could stand in the light. We are not watching these clips just to grieve. We are watching to bear witness, to demand truth, and to protect our youth. Do not let fear paralyze you. Let it organize you. Keep your children close. Keep your eyes open. Demand independent autopsies when necessary when local authorities fail. And never let these names be forgotten. We are stronger together than any system designed to ignore us. So we, as the people, must stay vigilant, stay connected, and above all, hold on to hope. Because as long as we have our voice, they cannot silence our truth. And that's my last message that I have to share, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and end us out, per usual, with a few bops. And I will talk to y'all on the next live. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for all of your support. And I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night for you, and whatever respectful time zone you're in. I will talk to y'all on the next one, y'all. That's all I got. This is Golden out. Bye.
Another light gone dark, another star fades out.
Yeah. We lost another one. Yeah. Check the timeline, another face in the frame. Same caption, different name, the hurt remains the same. We scroll past, maybe pause, feel away for a minute. Then it's back to the race, but some ain't get the finish. We saw the smile, the highlight reel, they let us see. Never the weight on their shoulders, a silent plea. Battling demons on the room with the doors all locked. While we was watching our hands go round on the clock. Just a regular person with a story untold. Heart full of warmth that suddenly gone cold. The quiet ones in the corner, the light for the party. You just never know the war that's waging inside somebody's body. To the fallen angel, another beautiful soul gone too soon. Caught between the trials and the pain, though they were reaching for the sun, but got lost in the moon. So let's be kinder the time we have left, 'cause you never know the weight on some lost chest. A final quiet love, blowing the strings so hard. Yeah, it's the ripple that hurts the most, the empty space they leave, the memories that haunt the ones who are left to grieve. A mother's child, a partner's love, a ride or die best friend, a storybook that slams shut right before the end. We judge the cover, never reading what's inside the pages. Assume the strength, ignoring all the war that rages. A simple word, a loving gesture, are you good, that's real, could be the very anchor that somebody needs to feel. So check on your strong friends, the ones that never seem to break, 'cause sometimes the widest smiles are the easiest to fake.
We say we're fine. So we're fine. Check the pulse of the nation, feel a tremor in the ground. Another hollow promise, another hateful sound. The burner phones are buzzing, the leak, DMs exposed. The country club whispers about the people in their robes. They smiling for the cameras, preaching unity and grace. We're drafting legislation to keep you in your place. The dog whistles, the sirens, now the hoods are in the open. Igniting tiki torch shadows, leaving spirits broken. They wanna turn the clock back to a time of gilded pain, where progress is a dirty word and fear is how they reign. But every soul they try to crush just learn to stand up straighter. This ain't a game of politics, this is gladiator.
Enough is enough. The whispers turn into enough is a picture. Enough is enough. The people at the table filling up our cup. This ain't about a party, the lines are clearly drawn. It's the light against the darkness that's coming for the dawn. Holy versus evil is the truth against the lie. We ain't backing down with a fire in the sky.
They coming for the libraries, wanna burn away the facts. Erase the bloody chapters so you can't see the tracks. They gerrymandering the district, drawing every map. Your vote is just an echo caught inside the power trap. They purging names from voter rolls and calling it secure, while scream about election fraud to keep their motives pure. They wanna legislate the scars upon a woman's soul, and own the very choices that were never theirs. Control from the classroom to the courthouse, a calculated scheme to suffocate the promise of the American dream. But they forgot the dream was dreamed by rebels and by slaves, and their spirit is the very ground that trembles in their graves.
Enough is enough.
They call it policy, they call it survival, we call it tyranny. They stand on podiums with a Bible in their hand, but don't know the first thing about the soul of this land. This is for the teacher hiding books up on the shelf, for the doctor taking notes to more than just himself. This is for the dreamer facing down an ice patrol, for every ancestor's prayer that paid a spirit's toll. Their power is an illusion, a fortress made of glass. Our strength is in the future, they are terrified to let pass this hurricane of justice, an earthquake of the soul. It's a holy fire raging, and it's out of their control.
Enough is enough. Standing to the ground, that you can't stand. Enough is enough. The people at the table filling up our cup. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
They don't know her like I do. Nah. Golden. She moved through the city with her hair held high. Pretty brown skin with a storm inside. Everybody see the glow, they don't know the pressure. Smile so warm, but her heart no weather. Late nights riding while the skyline blur. Trying not to cry when the memories occurred. Had to learn fast, everybody ain't loyal. Some people love you long as they control you. Now she move careful, energy expensive. Too many fake vibes hiding in the friendship. Used to give love with her hands wide open. Now every scar got the whole vibe frozen. They don't know her like I. No, they don't know her like I. She goes by golden. Soft voice, deep soul, hope or glowing. She goes by golden. City lights dancing with her heart stay open. Long dark roads but she still stay focused. Everybody watching but they don't really know her. Too much grace with the games they throwing. Real love, rare, so spirits they got it. Beautiful soul but the pain left marks in it. Mirror never tell the truth when the lights go dim. All the things she carry weight heavy within. She survived nights she don't even speak on. Still finding peace but the whole world ain't wrong. Funny how the love disappear when you're healing. Funny how the fate come around when you win. Now she trusts God more than people intend. Just cause smiles hot and being hidden in the dig. She's still soft-hearted but she way less naive. Can't keep pouring love where there's nothing received. Still dancing slow through the hurt and confusion. Trying not to lose herself chasing illusions. She survived the fire. Still glowing through the smoke. Still still dangerous. Still chosen. She goes back golden. Snow so deep made the whole room notice. Heavy lies couldn't break what was chosen. Still standing tall while the whole world folding. She goes back golden. Heartbreak turned to pens in the matter. Now the tears got rhythm when she's singing. And they still don't know her like that. They still don't know her like that. Spend too much time looking for love in strangers. Spend too much time. Spend too much time letting outside voices shake the mirror. But at the end of the night, when the lights fade, when the city cried, when the tears dried, we still got